Hi there, I'm Stacy, the mixed media encaustic artist behind Studio Stacy. And today, since it's the beginning of the new year, I thought I would talk a little bit about planning and how I take a look at my year and figure out when I want to release some collections, when to do some art shows, and things like that. So let's get started. I start out with a large piece of paper. It's just a roll of paper that I use, and I sketch out all 12 months for 2021 to take a nice big look at stuff. I am actually going to be hanging this on my studio door, but this way I can see a nice overall view of the entire year. And then I ink all those dates in, and up next I block out with some washi tape that I've painted, hand painted. I block out all of the holidays, any upcoming trips we might have, things that are set in the calendar. Of course, this year we don't have too many upcoming trips, but there are plenty of holidays to celebrate. So once I have all of those blocked out and filled in on the calendar, I sit down with some pen and paper, of course, and just journal out all of my big goals for the upcoming year. Any ideas that I have, I just really sit down and I write everything out so that I have a good idea of what I want the year to look like. Some of the goals I have this year include things like building connections. I really believe in strong connections. And under that word connection, I have things like I want to do more videos like YouTube here, more Instagram stories, blog posts, of course, the newsletter. And then, of course, I have all the art shows listed out that I would like to do and the collections that I have ideas for. And then I go in and I start to look at what worked really well for 2020 and what didn't work. And I jot all of that stuff down, journal all of those ideas and thoughts down, so that then I have a pretty good idea of where I want to go with 2021. Once I have some ideas sketched out and kind of figured out what I really want this year to look like, both personally and for my art business, I start to then tackle some big goals. And I try to write down as many ideas and as many goals as I have in mind. And then from there, I narrow those down. Then what I do is I kind of break down each year into quarterly goals, just to make it a little bit simpler. And then I know what to put down on the calendar. I'm taking some sticky notes here and adding them into the calendar, and basically I'm marking down hopefully the important dates like art shows, and then once I have the couple art shows in, there are 3 art shows I want to do, I add in when I want to launch some collection launches. And then I decide that the calendar is too big to fit on my studio door, and I want to be able to display it so that I can really take a picture or get a clear vision of it throughout the year. So I chop up all those little months and I tape runner them down to a longer piece of paper that then will fit on my studio door, which you will see coming up here. So quarter 1, I'm focusing on finishing up a bunch of paintings and the 100-day project, and then these connections. And I start to lay all that out on the calendar. And then from there, once I have it out on paper and I have all my ideas kind of sketched out, I put it into Trello in the computer, which is a great free program. I use it all the time and I love it. So you'll see I mainly focus on quarter 1. I don't want to look too far ahead on my calendar because things change 2020. And so rather than plan everything out, I just want to give myself a little bit of grace, a little bit of leeway to, if I have to, make some changes and pivot. I wanted to take you into my computer and onto these Trello boards. And as you can see there, I have a 2-week calendar, a complete marketing yearly calendar, and then a quarterly goals board. They're each called boards, if you will. And so in my quarterly goal board, which is we're in right now, I have each quarter broken out into different cards, and you'll see me messing around with those here. And then the nice thing that you can do is you can go in and edit these cards as things change. Nothing is obviously written in pen or in stone, and also these cards are really easy to move around to different boards. So here I just moved that quarterly card into my marketing calendar, which you'll see there. And then in my marketing calendar, I have things color coordinated, like newsletters in red, blog posts are in a light blue, Instagram I believe is in another light blue, and then YouTube is in that purple. And so it's really easy for me to take a look at my marketing calendar at a glance and see what I need to do each day. And it also keeps me from getting too overwhelmed. So then from there, I move my monthly marketing calendar into my 2-week to-do list, which you'll see coming up here. And in that 2-week to-do list, I just look at 2 weeks at a time. It keeps me from getting too overwhelmed. And I have the entire month in here, so I can easily go back in and look at it and reference it. But it just keeps things nice and concise and keeps me from getting overwhelmed. And then on Mondays, I have certain tasks that I like to do, and on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and so forth. And I'm trying to keep it really simple and really easy for me to go in and take a look at. And it's really nice because it's on the computer, and I typically am on the computer every single day, either editing videos or blog posts or on Instagram. So it's really handy to have in here. And it's easy because it's nice because it's in a 2-week look. So I don't have to look too far out and get too overwhelmed. So hopefully that explains Trello a little bit. If you have any questions, definitely leave them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them. So I know I didn't go into a great in-depth tutorial on how to use Trello. There is a ton of information here on YouTube if you just search Trello tutorials. And there's also a lot more information. You could just Google it. I am not by any means any expert in it. I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of how I use it and introduce you to the program because I think it's a fantastic program. And as I mentioned, it's completely free, so super affordable. And I did want to mention one particular person. Her name is Kat Schmoyer. I believe that's how you say her last name. She runs a program called Creative 24/7. I believe that's also what it's called. And I will put her information down below in a link so you can look her up. But I used the 3 boards that I showed you, the 2-week, the goal setting, and I think also the marketing calendar are her boards, are her templates. And I think they're still available for free, but at any rate, you can go check her out. Great tutorials that she has also on Trello. So hopefully this was helpful. I know it was kind of more businessy, if you will, and less creative, less painting videos, but don't worry, there's a lot more of those to come. I'm planning on doing quite a few of those. I just thought beginning of the year, why not share a planning video? So at any rate, I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions or comments or anything, just leave them below and I'd be happy to answer anything for you. As always, thanks so very much for watching. We will talk to you soon, and bye for now.